Welcome back to another episode of Aunt and Andrew with Family's Everything.
Until it's not.
I am so excited that we are in, sir, for this episode. Does everyone love our backgrounds?
I do. I'm telling you, we went to Sir today. Have you?
Yeah.
I haven't been to Sir. I've been to Villa Blanca. Have you been to Sir?
Yeah. Is that Lisa behind you? I think I see her peeking out of the
Lisa.
greens.
Lisa was fabulous
Before we
this
get started, if
episode.
everyone could subscribe, like, comment, tell us who your favorite is, or tell us that we suck. We like that too. We're big on constructive
I
criticism.
don't suck. I'm fabulous. I don't
Oh,
know about you.
let's see what opinions people come out with. But
Yes,
also
yes, yes,
follow us
yes.
on Insta, comment on posts lots of drama, lots of
Lots of
gossip. We love
drama.
it.
Lots of
I
drama.
like how this is now becoming a thing because what they're doing is they are explaining Sandoval. They're going to show them all coming back into Tommy's orbit.
It's hard not to. I mean, do you think Lisa is producing this storyline?
I don't
Because
know
I
if it's
think it's sincere to her. She lost her brother this way.
I think so, yes. I think it's convenient that this has been brought into it because then it can be more natural for her. I think that they're lucky, but I also think that like it's a very sensitive subject, so I don't want to say that they're lucky. What I'll say is that this is not something that they would ever go to Tom Sandoval and say, pretend that you've had suicidal thoughts. So
Yes, I
that's
agree.
something
No,
I believe
nobody
is
would say
real.
that.
Because
Yeah, nobody would
even
say
if a
that.
sleazy reality TV producer wanted to do that, Lisa wouldn't allow it
Right.
based on her personal experience.
I don't believe so either.
But
Right.
I do think that like that the kind of the direction they're going in of like, all right, so we're gonna have Scheana and Lala go first, and then it's like, okay, like kind of a thing where then I do believe that towards the end of the season, that's when they put like Sandoval and Ariana in the same room, and then there's that like we all saw the teaser with like the guy that screams and yells and that whole
Yeah.
thing. We saw that
Yeah.
leaked video, and I have a feeling that the producers were probably like, go talk to Ariana Sandoval. Like, go talk to her. And then
Mm.
the friend got all mad because she was probably like, leave me alone. And then he wouldn't, because there is gonna come a point where the producers are gonna be like, because we know Ariana won't do it. So they're gonna be like, Sandy, try to make good with her, try to make it better. And
Yeah.
she's not gonna be okay with it. No.
Yeah. Well, I think if he's this um down, he is down. But is he down because he got caught? Is he down because Ariana's gone? Is he down because Raquel is not wishing him happy birthday? Is he down because he's been thrown into Exile Island? Is he down because he's bad publicity? Is he down because the Sandy and Schwartz isn't doing good? He has no friends. Which one is it? I mean, I think it is a combination of all of them.
I think he's down because because he's just dying to be compared to George Floyd and OJ Simpson.
Oh my gosh. I don't
Poor
know.
guy. I mean, this is the thing I'll
There's
say
no,
about
first of all,
Sandoval.
there's no comparison between those two
There's no
people you just
comparison. Like the
mentioned.
only thing that it's comparison
No,
is that
even
it
to
was
each other.
major news in a
Yes.
world filled with social media. Like OJ was major news. There was no social media. George Floyd, there was clearly social media.
Yes.
Sandoval, there's social media. So it's
Right.
like, I hate to say it,
They're
but
two
like
different things. But Scandival
Jean
was
Carroll sues Trump. That goes
huge.
viral.
Right.
This thing happens viral. Biden falls off his bike viral. Like it's the world is different where social media
That's
is king.
true. Yeah, there's
And I
nothing
think,
like OJ Simpson.
but also I'll say that like
You
Santa,
need to reference what you're talking about. Not everybody is pays
everyone knows, I think, that listens to this podcast that Sandoval compared his story to
it too.
George Floyd dying, that whole
And OJ
situation,
Simpson's
OJ
Bronco chase.
killing someone, Bronco. Okay, we don't know the details.
I know.
I
That's the funny part.
just
But you know what? That highlights his own narcissism
narcissism.
because he
Yes.
truly believes that it, and there's a part of him that I'm going to guess actually enjoys it.
Well, listen, this is what he should have said.
He actually
It
enjoys he's part of it
surprised
all.
me. I couldn't believe that this was so big, that people were obsessed with it. Like,
Well, I couldn't either,
no,
to
no,
tell
no.
you the
I'm
truth.
saying what he should say, not what I
No,
believe.
I know.
I'm saying he should have said, I can't believe how big it got. Like,
I
it's
can't
not,
either.
it's not even remote, but like we live in a sick world. If I was
Mhm.
him, this is what I would have said. We live in a sick world where in pop culture and
My
social media,
story is the biggest
my
story in the
story
world.
is gets the same kind of pickup as
Yeah.
like a world war, like a
Yeah.
situation like George Floyd, OJ back in the day, like, and use another one, and
But it did make
maybe mention
national
a white
news.
person or someone that's like you
Yeah, yeah,
instead of
yeah.
trying to be like, because it's just weird. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, OJ would have been fine because it wasn't about race. But like the George Floyd thing, like there's a lot of weird, like it's just, I just don't know why he would open up that can of worms.
I don't think he's smart.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
I don't think he's smart. But let's get to the show. First of all, it's kind of amazing that she had the same Lyft driver twice.
Uh, I've had the same Lyft driver more than once,
Yeah.
but
And did he remember you? Were you in a fight in the
I've had
back?
it when I lived in like the middle of Boston, not like when I lived more outside.
Yeah,
I
but
feel
have
like,
you ever made national news?
oh no.
Now with the Lyft driver, you would think the Lyft driver would be out there selling his story if he was
He
smart.
didn't, I don't think he knew
I don't think he's put it together.
at
Wouldn't you
all.
think he needs
I,
to? Maybe he is now. Who knows? Who
I don't
knows?
know. What
I
did you think of
thought,
James' pool party? I thought the something about her float was incredible.
oh, that was incredible. There's something about
Very,
her
very,
flight.
very
Um,
unique and very innovative.
it was, but they got me very nervous jumping off the roof.
I am surprised that Bravo allowed anyone but James to jump off his own roof.
I,
They must have made Schwartz sign a release.
I mean, and Schwartz keeps on bringing a plant. Soon, if he keeps on jumping off the roof, he's going to have plants at his funeral. That's all I'm going to say. That was one of the stupidest things
Can
I
I
have
tell you
ever
though,
seen on Bravo was jumping off the roof into the pool.
that
Like
looks like a kiddie pool.
this is how people get paralyzed for
It
life.
actually looks like the pool that Sandoval and Ariana made out in Vegas when he was with Kristen. What was it called? The golden
The golden nugget. He
the
loves
golden
the
nugget, the
golden nugget.
pool in the
It's
golden nugget.
classic Vegas, the
I
golden
will,
nugget.
this is my thing, and I'm gonna say this and I need to just
Say it.
understand why. The scene with Sandoval, Joe, and Schwartz talking about Lala's growth, those are the scenes that I'm like, wait, Sandoval, do you realize that it doesn't matter what Lala has done? Nothing that she did with Randall is going to come close to what happened with you and Ariana, because you and Ariana were friends with everyone in this group, whereas none of you were friends with Randall's ex and all that. Like,
Right.
and to talk about her like she's this demon devil, it's just
He's just looking for he's looking
do it.
for someone to attack, and she's convenient. That's
However, what
all.
I'll say is that like do it privately off camera if you really want to talk about it, because I just think he should know at this point that like what Scheana means when she says like humble out is basically like just shut the hell up.
Yeah,
And, like just
totally,
take it and move on.
totally.
And if you just take it and you say I'm sorry 5 times over the next 2 weeks,
Yeah,
all of us are eventually going to get tired of giving you a hard time. But
right.
when you continuously give us a reason to
Yes,
bring it back up and it doesn't get to heal the wound, we're going to always go back to exactly how we felt when it happened versus like building some space.
true. But I want to tell you something I found in this episode that I haven't noticed before. And that is Lala at one point says, I just don't want to be angry anymore all the time. Lala said that.
Yeah,
And I
no.
started to think about these people. Lala, I wasn't a fan of Lala to begin with. She has had true growth
Oh,
as
yeah.
a human being on this show. I can't
Well, I
say,
think it has to do with not drinking.
yeah, but I can't say that about tequila, tequila Katie.
You
I
don't think
can't,
so?
I don't think Katie has grown as a person. I'm not sure about Ariana.
I
I
think
don't,
that Ariana and Katie grew as
Tom have
people by
not.
setting boundaries with their exes that they didn't want to be with
Perhaps,
anymore and not going
perhaps.
back to them.
But are they still kind of like bitchy broads? Yeah, they are. They
Okay,
are.
but
They
aren't
haven't
you a
changed
bitchy
that much.
broad?
No, I'm so nice and pleasant all the time. The Schwartz and the Toms have not grown as people. They haven't. I don't
No,
know
well,
if James
Schwartz, I think that Schwartz is starting to grow.
why? Because
I
he
think
loves
he had a
plants.
moment of weakness when he went after Ariana that day, like that last episode at the end. She also, here's the deal.
No, I don't think it was a moment of weakness. I think he was walking on eggshells around everybody, and finally he wasn't walking on eggshells anymore.
Well, because what she said wasn't really like, again, these people, they're filming a show. And as someone who has filmed a show before, like,
Yeah,
you don't get a second chance to say what you want to
true.
say.
That's
So,
true.
like, my thing is that, like, I think with Schwartz in that moment, it wasn't because Ariana came back and was like, I'm not going to listen to you. I've made up my mind. It was because I gave up on you a long time ago.
Yeah,
That was a
yeah,
personal attack. Whereas if she had said, listen, Schwartz, I had to let go of our friendship a long time ago because I know that you have a friendship with Tom. I know that that sucks. I do believe you that you were kept in the dark, but at this point, we don't have a friendship. I don't want a friendship because of just your relationship with Tom. And it's
right.
good that you get to keep that. It's just not with me.
Yeah, but you know what it is? It's the way Ariana delivers it. If she said, listen, Schwartz, I've known you forever, but you're Tom's friend and I can't be friends with you anymore. I know what went down. You know what went down. But she's like a daggers when she talks to Tom. She's actually using Tom Schwartz for what she wants to do to Tom Sandoval.
But that's because Schwartz
Because
is
they're
coming
close
around.
in the whole bit. And but right, but she is projecting. She is projecting how she feels about Tom. But you know what? Tom's down the hall if she
Tom
wants.
Schwartz, though, has also not, at least unless it hasn't happened and we haven't seen it on camera, he has not said Ariana. In that moment, at that he could have said, Ariana, I haven't done this yet. I am sorry for what I knew that I
Yeah.
kept quiet.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
he
were
did.
right. I knew more
Yeah.
than I let on. It's taken me a lot of time to admit that. I, but that's the thing. I
That's true.
question the intelligence of the Toms because they are not
Well, they're
capable
not really
of
that
just
smart.
saying, I am sorry.
Yeah. Well, because they don't really think they did anything wrong.
Exactly.
Well, Schwartz didn't, though. I
Um,
think Schwartz is kind of getting thrown out with the baby in the bathwater. I mean, yeah, so he might have known, but I
I
don't
think
know.
Schwartz was
I don't
banking
know.
on the fact that Sandoval was going to tell Ariana they weren't going to say it was going on for so long and that it was like a new thing. And then he wouldn't have had to been like brought along for the ride. But unfortunately, it came out and he had no way to manipulate his story.
Right. Now, when Lisa had the girls over, and I think it got through to Scheana that, yeah, we're pissed at him, but we don't want anybody we don't want real damage here. And definitely Lala felt that way. And Schwartz gets it. And when it was brought up to Ariana, she just doesn't care. And I'm going to
And
tell
I
you,
think she's the only,
she said at that point, I know you're going to think I'm a bitch.
I thought
And
that was very genuine and
it
real.
was genuine, but it's not going to be good for her long term because
Listen,
at some term people are going to, but we have to
can I tell
remember
you
this was
something?
only 4 months. It's
I'm going
not
to
a
hit
year
something
like the rest
personal
of
for
us.
you right now.
Okay.
You and I feel a certain way about something, right?
Yeah.
And what do we say? There's lots of other people that can give you the love, the attention. You want to text, you want to call, you want to have that's you. You can handle that, not me. So I think Ariana looks at it that way. We're like, I don't need to worry
Okay.
about his mental health. I don't need to worry. He has Schwartz, he has
Okay.
Joe,
But,
he has Billy Lee, he has Scheana now and Lala and Lisa Vanderpump and James. And I think Ariana's like the amount
he's
of
got people
people,
for that. Well, but
the
she's not
amount of
saying
people that
that.
need to turn the corner before it would then get to her next in line is so many that I just think she doesn't care. She's like, I have a get out of jail free card because
Yeah, she does. Oh, she
I'm the one
does.
who was cheated on.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she'll take that down to her grave. She's never going to let that go.
Uh,
I love
yeah.
how Lala asked Allie about and was so respectful about like why James got sober. And I don't know, we don't talk about it that much, but I told you before, Lala talking about her sobriety is so
For
reminiscent of
you.
my own. It was
Yeah.
very real.
Right.
And it's true. And I think that like I take it a step further that like the rock bottom moment, I think that's what everyone goes through before they
Yeah.
decide to change their life.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
alcohol, it's whatever you're doing that's messing up your life.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Can see it's not any one thing. It's not one moment, it's several moments.
I get nervous for James chugging the THC. First and
I
foremost, let me
know,
tell
I
our
know, because
listeners,
he's too much.
let me
I
tell our
know.
listeners, there's not much THC in those drinks, even in California. They're like 5 milligrams. It's like nothing. It was more for the show, chugging it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's just,
yeah.
it's bad for his stomach because it's different than booze. Like THC doesn't digest in your stomach the way that alcohol does. So it's like when I've had one of those, like you have to drink it very slow. You don't like chug it. And so,
Oh, or it does weird things to you?
yeah, no, it doesn't do weird things. It doesn't make you feel good, just your stomach
Oh,
because it's not
yeah.
like it's like a slow digesting like kind of substance. It's not
Right.
alcohol that like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you're yeah. So
Now, the most poignant part of the show, this episode.
can I just say the last thing about Lala and James? They've grown
Yeah.
the most out of anyone on the whole cast.
But James has got temporary. He's not, his growth isn't permanent yet. It's
It's
not
still
real James.
way different than the James that go.
Yes, but
I forgot about that scene when they were like, "Do you guys have your summer bodies?"
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. So bad. But James's is he's not 100% there where Lala sort of is
no, Lala's
95%.
100% there.
95, 95.
But
James is
Lala will
like
be the first to tell you
70.
that she had a problem with every substance
Yes,
before.
she did. And she stays away from every substance now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I
Which
mean,
is like, that makes
she's the
sense.
only sober, and they're still talking about being curious about
Sober curious is not
sobriety.
a part of sobriety. It's just like, it's like before sobriety. I get it. It makes a lot of sense. It's someone that it thinks that being sober is intriguing and they've thought about it. And I actually give people that are sober curious a lot more credit than people that are like, I've been sober 3 weeks and then 2 weeks later they're drinking again. Because at
Yeah.
least sober curious, they're like, I'm not sober. I think it might be good for me. So I may explore it, but I
But
haven't
I
decided
haven't
that
done
yet.
it yet.
Because
Yeah.
for me, someone who like has like 3.5 years sober from alcohol and drugs, like well, illegal drugs. I would say that like I take my alcohol free journey very seriously. So when people are like, I'm not drinking, I'm going to be like you, I get a little offended because I'm like, wait, I'm
Yeah.
3.5 years in this game. Like you're three and a
Yeah.
half
Yeah.
weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can strive to get that. And I believe in you
Yeah.
and I'm
But
there for you.
right.
But if someone says, your life now seems very intriguing to me, I get into trouble when I drink. I think I'm going to start being a little curious about sobriety. And they want to say they're sober curious. I'd be like, great. You should really look into it so that when you say that you're sober, when you say that you're done, you're really done. Because the people that just say, like, oh, I'm sober now, and then they flip flop, I don't have
Mhm.
a problem with it because they're probably trying. But some of them, like, you shouldn't really be talking about it until you're serious.
Mhm.
And so that's why I kind of have an issue with Scheana when she's like, I'm 3 weeks sober. It's like, no, you haven't drank in 3 weeks.
Right. However, I'm going to say this, that you only got to 3.5 years because you took the first day and you
Yes,
took
but
the
I would
first
say I
week
didn't drink for
and
three and
you,
a half weeks. I wouldn't say I've been sober for 3 weeks. That's
oh,
weird.
yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. But I'm just going to say you can't get to 3.5 until you do the first day.
Yeah. I just think you don't use the
It's
word
kind of like
sober until you're
people
at a
who
month.
say they have to lose 50 pounds. Oh, I got 50 pounds to lose. It's going to be so hard or whatever. And I would say to them, just lose one. Start
Okay,
with
but how about
one.
the people that are like, oh, I can't eat that. I'm on a diet. And they started the diet the day before.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
You know what I
Everything in
mean? It's like, come
moderation.
on. Like,
Yeah,
come
it's
on.
ridiculous. Yeah, all of a sudden. Yeah,
Now,
yeah,
like you
yeah.
lose 30 pounds after 2 months. Okay, you're dieting. That makes a lot of sense. But not
Yeah,
like,
well.
oh, I decided to eat better yesterday. I'm on a diet.
Well, yeah, but you still need the first day.
No, of course. I get it. I think
You
it's the
know what I mean?
terminology.
You
It's the
can't get to
terminology.
3.5 until you've done the first day and the 365 days and the
Yeah.
700 days and the whole and on. Okay, let's get to the best part.
What?
Little graham cracker came back.
Oh,
And
made
that
me so
really
happy.
touched your heart because your
I was
dog,
sobbing.
Belle, is
I was
everything to you.
sobbing.
Belle is everything to you.
And I hope Graham
Can you
coming
imagine
back
if you
in.
broke up with your partner and he took the dog and then he was in a
You know
away
what
and
the
then he
best
put
part
it,
is? He
but
never would
he'll
get the
take the
dog, so it
dog.
doesn't really matter.
I know,
The
but can
dog
you
would literally
imagine?
kill him in his sleep if he did that. Our dog would, and he knows it. It wouldn't happen.
No, but I mean, think about it. And then they're away, he's away in some place, and then all of a sudden the dog comes to you, and you thought the dog was okay, and then you find out the dog was in a shelter in a rescue. That's so
I have
sad.
a thought, and this might be an unpopular opinion.
Oh, you think she
I think he knew
manipulated?
already, and I think they recreated the thing. It was
Oh, well, that's
too.
okay. That's
I
okay. I don't
think
have
that
a problem
like,
with
and
that.
I also feel that like it's a serious thing, like that they found the dog and they brought the dog home. And quite frankly, like until it was like I don't think it was even something where like I don't think it was appropriate to film until because like that dog's been through enough.
Mm,
They should need to sign a waiver.
yeah, the poor dog. I feel bad for the dog. Okay, so who was your mess?
My mess had to be Sandoval. Just until he turns the corner of just really understanding that like I don't want to see you in an ice cold bath with Billy
I was
Lee.
gonna say
Like I don't want to see that. Do
it
that on your
was
own time.
and
Film
Billy
things
Lee
that
was
show us that you've
so
changed.
so dramatic about it, sitting there staring at him
I
like
mean,
it was
Billy Lee, good
this
luck, girlfriend. I hope that you can find your way onto reality TV for like the
some way or
10th
another.
attempt. The
I
10th
know,
attempt.
but just the way she was staring at him with her robe open and just staring, and he was going through all the dramatics. I mean, Tom was sort of a mess too, and with the ice, and then the
I will say
plunging
this
it
for
this
anyone
way and
out
the
there that is
plunging it.
trans, go to Billy Lee's doctor because she does look great.
One of the betters.
Yeah,
That's all I'm going to
she
say.
looks
She
great.
is
I will say
one of the
that. Billy Lee,
betters.
I don't know who paid for it. I don't know how you got it, but you look great.
It's one of the betters.
Yeah.
But Tom is just over dramatic with the ice. It's I bet you know what? The way he responded, I don't think it was cold. I'm just gonna say.
Do you think, and I
You
really mean this
cannot stay in a
genuinely,
legitimate cold bath for 15 minutes. You'll
do you
die.
do you think I don't really believe the narrative that he doesn't have friends, so he films with Billy Lee. Because Tom
Oh no,
Sandoval's
I
not a
think the
good
Billy
person,
Lee, I
I
think the
think that
Billy
Tom
Lee is
wants
for
to film.
sympathy.
No, but I also think I'm
No,
gonna
I
say
think the Billy
this.
Lee's
I
sympathy.
think it's to cover up him. I think that because the
Oh.
world is because transgendered folk are becoming into like the world, that I think that he hopes that viewers are more like, oh, there's a transgender person there, and it takes it off of him.
Yeah,
Like that
no, I
there's
think
this
he's
split.
using her. Yeah, I think he's
Yeah,
totally using her. Yeah,
because
without a
she is
doubt.
more
I mean,
interesting
it may not be
than a natural.
politically correct in
She
any way,
is
shape, or form, and
she
I'll never be
she
politically correct.
no, but what I'm
But
saying is that
I feel
she
he's using
is.
her.
Yes, I think she's
Yeah,
using I think that he's using her because he knows that it's a contested conversation. There's
yeah,
people that feel certain ways. It brings up a little bit of controversy that doesn't center around him. Because my question is that like why didn't you bring your little good friend Billy Lee when you and Ariana were good and Billy Lee was desperate to be on the show?
yeah. No, I think he's totally
And
using
Billy
Billy
Lee's
Lee.
smart. She's going for it because she's
Oh, well,
like,
she
here's my
doesn't
chance.
care. Are you
Yeah.
kidding?
She's got
No,
a
she could
comedy
care
tour
less.
she's got to sell out.
Oh, does she really?
Yeah, she's a comedian.
Really? She's not very funny to me.
Well, just like Tom's not a good actor.
Well,
Okay.
and
Come
he's
on.
not a good musician either.
Thank you.
So there we
Thank you.
go. All right.
All right. Well, love you guys. Talk to you soon. And just
Cheers,
continue to,
Ritzer. You're
yeah.
picking up the bill.
Bye.